Welcome, everyone. We're so glad that you're here tonight. And you know me, of course, Pastor Aaron. And here today we have Zach Thayer. And so glad that Zach has had the time with us. Zach, could you just introduce yourself really quick and what you do and in what capacity you do that?
Yeah. So my name is Zachary Thayer, and my official job title is Creative Arts Coordinator at the Illinois Assemblies of God District Office. So just to put that in normal human terms, the Assemblies of God, the fellowship that your church is a part of, is this worldwide denomination. And it's, as far as America goes, every state is its own district. And I create social media content for the Illinois Assemblies of God. So if you probably have seen me at Breakaway Camp making the daily highlight videos. You may have seen me at Momentum. I'm in charge of the social media and videos with that. Pretty much anything for Illinois Student Ministries or the ministers, the big boys, Minister Assemblies, Illinois Assemblies of God, or Illinois Teen Challenge. All the videos and social media content is me. So.
I think your most famous stuff that probably students have probably seen is all the Buddy Barrel stuff. So
Buddy Barrel memes.
You're the creator behind all of that. Now, how did that get started? Where did that idea even come from?
Sure. So Illinois Student Ministries, ISM, has had a couple Buddy Barrel costumes in storage. Now, Buddy Barrel is, as you may or may not know, the mascot for Boys and Girls Missionary Challenge. And that's basically the kids' version of Speed the Light, which you guys know from camp and youth and all that. And it's just this goofy looking costume. And we would just wear it all the time and do shenanigans with it anyway. And then we're like, okay, we do so much stupid stuff with Buddy Barrel. We're going to make him an Instagram account. And it started out as like, okay, Buddy Barrel is a real person and this is his personal Instagram. And it's still that, but it's also become a Buddy Barrel meme account. So whenever there's a new meme trend going on, whether it be the cat being yelled at by the blonde lady or any other meme format trend throughout the months of the year, I try to make a Buddy Barrel version of that for that account. So it's just something, because when it comes to like ministry, social media creating, most things are pretty serious. You know, there's not like, yeah, there are opportunities for fun, but I needed something. I'm like, you know what? I just need something that's purely fun, just something to be silly. I just need an outlet for that, or else I'm going to go insane. So.
By the way, can you tell us the tags for that on TikTok and Instagram so that way students
Sure. Illinois student, the ones that would matter most to the students, Illinois Student Ministries on Instagram or TikTok, it's at ILSM online. That wasn't my decision. I inherited that username. It works. It's just hard to share, but yeah, it's Ills Malign. You can find the links for every account that I run on my personal Instagram, Zachary Dale Thayer. So it's my name and then my middle name, Dale, right in the middle. So you can find So Ill Buddies Instagram handle, and then Illinois Student Ministries and all the other ones I do. And then TikTok as well, Ills Malign.
Awesome. Now, what got you into design to do creative things and create? I mean, you create videos, you've done some other work alongside of that, and obviously in social media now. Like, what was it for you as a teenager that really got you interested and passionate about this area?
Sure. As a teenager, I always wanted to make videos, but I didn't have a camera. And whenever I did get a camera, I didn't really know what to do with it. And I would try making short films with my friends, but none of us were good actors. So it was like we would try a couple, but it'd be super dumb and cheesy, but we would just make whatever we could. And then I moved from that to like, okay, I'm not really doing a good job making videos on my own. I'm going to try to see how I can help my home church with video stuff. We did Sunday morning service recording, and so I was on the video team for that. So I dabbled in video in high school, but really what made it take off as both a hobby and a career was in college. In college, I went to Evangel University in Springfield, Missouri, and I started off as a communication major, and then that kind of changed. But basically, I got into a student organization called Activities Board, and on basically Activities Board is the event planning group on campus. We would do a variety show every year. We would do cookouts. We would do laser tag. We would do events all throughout the year. And I got put on the video team not because I was good at making videos, but because I knew basic video editing and how to run a camera. And that put me in a position where I was forced to make videos and make a lot of them. And then that got me okay at it. And then I went from there to making videos for fun with my friends. And then that combined together led me to doing it as a job after college. So.
Wow, that's really cool. It's so awesome to me to hear how you had a passion, didn't necessarily know how to use it or know what to do with it, but you kept working at that. Because I think a lot of times God gives us a passion, but then he asks us to work on it. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's not this easy, simple thing. Like for me, like a passion of mine is sharing God's truth through preaching. Well, that's a craft I've had to work on and get better at. And so there's a lot of different things God can give you a passion for, but in order to utilize it in a greater way, you have to work on it, I think, in a lot of ways. So, what are some ways that you've been able to use, especially social media, to help proclaim the name of Jesus? And why do you feel like this generation, it's so important to recognize and realize that and use that platform in that way?
For sure. So for the sake of clarity, I should be honest in saying that most of the content I create is directed toward Christians. That's just the market as far as the job that I do, But I am friends with people whose job is to specifically evangelize with social media content. And we are in an age right now where you can literally, with not any, you still need talent and you still need to learn your craft, but the barrier of entry is lower than ever. Any of you students, and this, you could get famous on TikTok if you are able to create the perfect video at the perfect time, right? If you're able, whether it's the funniest idea or you capture something that's crazy that's happening in today's world, or if you have a profound thought that you're able to communicate effectively through video, that has the potential of getting viewed millions by millions of people and getting hundreds of thousands of likes. Now, it's hard, sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you just work really, really hard and build your audience and build your viewership. But because so many people are on social media, like of all demographics, the potential to reach people all over the world is the best that it's ever been. And so if you have a message, you need to learn how to share it and then start doing it on social media, whether that be through written word or through video or through audio or through cool graphic design, because anybody can do it. The tools are free, or at least pretty dang cheap, and you can learn for free on YouTube. And it's like, okay, not everybody can be a missionary to the Middle East, especially you right now as a teenager. You have to go to school and graduate, and you have to become an adult before you're even allowed to be a missionary. And even then, there's more barriers you have to cross over. But if you create the perfect video or you make the perfect post, that has the potential of reaching people in the Middle East and all over the world as well.
Yeah.
So
that's what's so crazy. Like things that we are seeing and what we share has the potential to impact far greater than even when I was in high school, like way bigger than that. Like,
No, for
I
sure,
think
man.
back then it was just maybe regional things that we experienced and saw. I mean, even what we're seeing right now in our nation, it's a national thing, and it's being powered, I think, a lot by social media. And so we have that same power, and we can harness that power for the gospel. So alongside that, what would you say? What are some practical next step things that you, maybe as a younger self, that you would tell yourself that you would want to tell yourself at a younger age how to get better at this? Or what would you tell students that, like, hey, I love creative arts. I want to grow in creative arts. What can I do now to get better at that? And how can I be more engaging online? What would you say to them?
For sure. I would say the biggest thing that I would tell myself when I was in high school or even middle school is to quit caring what people think.
Mm,
I think the biggest thing that has kept me from creating is worrying what people are going to think about this post, whether it's ignored or people don't think it's funny or people think, hey, you're wrong and I'm going to tell you why and make you look stupid. Have I made mistakes in creating social media content? Have I made unfunny memes? Have I said things that weren't exactly true, or maybe they were true, but I wasn't thinking about it from another perspective? Like, absolutely, I have made mistakes, but I never want my fear of other people's judgment to keep me from doing what I know God has called me to do. And I would rather make a mistake saying the right thing in the wrong way than never saying it at all.
mm-hmm.
So I would say that's the biggest thing, is to start creating without any fear of judgment. Because in high school and even now, I struggle with fear of other people's judgment. And I imagine that some of your teenagers do too. And on another practical level, sometimes the reason why you're not creating is because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's way easier to consume social media content than it is to create it. Like, I would rather scroll through TikTok for hours than try to come up with my own creative idea for one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another big barrier in creating. So drop your fear of judgment and drop the easy route of being lazy. And if you don't know what to say, then start creating for Middlebrook youth. Start there, because I know that for me, when I was first getting started, I didn't know what kind of content I wanted to make for myself. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start creating with and for other people, because somebody else has an idea and I can use my skills that I'm developing to help them.
Mm-hmm.
I got my start creating for the church. I got my start creating for my school. And I'm sure that Pastor Aaron would love to help. So
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. We've tried to do some different things through social media, but I really believe our students, you guys, have the best potential to create the best stuff. I mean, our target audience obviously is teenagers, and I do my best that I can, but man, I would love to harness your ideas and the passion you guys have to reach your generation alongside of you. So man, Zach, that was so good. I really appreciate that. And that spreads out far more than just creating things. I think so many times we are held back in the things God has called us to because we're so worried about what others think about us as we pursue those things. And there has to be a certain abandonment in our hearts and minds that say, I'm not even doing this for myself. I'm ultimately doing this for God. And there's so much joy that comes when we do that. And we know when He receives that glory when we do that. So awesome. Thank you so much, Zach. And I'm sure you're available. I'm sure if any student wants to, they could reach out to you in some certain way.
Yeah. My Instagram handle is Zachary, Zachary, Dale, D as in dog, ALE. Then my last name, Thayer, Thayer. Hit me up on Instagram. You can find every account that I run in my bio. and send me a message if you have any questions or, just want to say hi. That's the easiest way you can find.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Zach. We are going to really miss you at camp, but hopefully we'll see you at Momentum. I'm looking forward to that. And just to
y'all, please pray for Momentum.
Yes.
That is like, look, I know this whole season's temporary. I know it's going to be over eventually. Like, yes, there's going to be, the new normal, but if we can, even if we have to follow certain precautions, like I would rather go to Momentum wearing a mask than not go to Momentum at all.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm just praying like, Lord, give us this.
Yes. Yes. One last thing too. I remember when I was in high school, I didn't really think I was a creative individual until I had an art teacher that really challenged me my senior year and really encouraged me and came alongside me. And I didn't realize how many different creative things I could make. And when I opened myself up to those things. So I encourage all of you, even though you may not feel like a creative individual, we serve a creative God. And I believe it may not be a passion of yours, but I believe that God can still use you in this way as you open yourself up to him and allow him to use you in whatever way he desires. And so, hey, Zach, thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much for being willing to sit down and talk with me and for pouring into our students today. So hope you are blessed, and we cannot wait to see you very soon.